welcome back. So, like I said, we're going to be doing some palace exploring today.
Joker.
So, we got to get our team all set up. Which is, as I said before, it's going to be Skull, Panther, and Fox.
Yeah.
Because, no thank you, Morgana, we're done with you. Now, unlike with P4G in previous games in the series, you can actually sub in the other members of your team at any point that you want. Like, even during a battle. So, technically, you still have your entire team. It's just they're not in your immediate first party. So if things are starting to look a wee bit dicey, hey, maybe sub in Morgana to do some healing. Although it seems like the party composition is a bit interesting so far. So we got like Joker, who is the wild card who can do anything. Then we got Ryuji, who is the physical damage dealer. And again, he's basically Kanji. Then we got Panther, who is the Yukiko of this game. Sorry, then we got Morgana, who's the healer / Yosuke of this group. Then it was Panther, who was the Yukiko, and now it's Fox, who's basically Chie. So we've got an all-arounder, 2 physical damage dealers, and a magic user, and a healer. So the party composition is pretty similar to P4, but I think in P3, again, it's been a little bit since I played it. I believe the order was you get Junpei and you get Yukari, and then you get, again, it's been a while, but I think it's kind of like the same. I think it's just kind of like a common trope in JRPGs to have a pretty balanced party. Okay, so now we get to finally get a decent gist of how Fox is going to work in combat. We kind of basically just, the last time we saw him fight, it was just use Bufu over and over again and attack with your katana. Also, check out Yusuke's new katana. It looks really cool and very elaborate. So hey, look, it's Jack Frost. But you know what? I want some money. I don't need you on my team. Give me money. No, give me money. And thanks to some of our other social links, we can basically say, yeah, give me more. Give me more.
Not bad.
Keep it coming. Just shake these things down. Who cares?
Not bad.
And if they don't give you the money, you can just kill them. This sounds really messed up. But they're demons, so it's fine. They would lose no sleep over killing you. So us taking some of their cash, I hardly see that as an issue. Besides, they all follow huge scumbags like Kamoshida and Madarame.
Okay.
So, they're not good beings, demons, whatever.
I'll reveal your true form.
They still say stranger danger, and they still die just as fast. What is it with the instant death spells? That is dirty. Especially an early game like this. It's still pretty early on. But yeah, if you're new to the SMT series in general, please be careful about spells called Mudo and Hama. They have a chance to instantly kill you. And it is complete and utter bullshit. Especially if it's aimed at your main character. I think they kind of saw that in I think they kind of understood, yeah, this is kind of messed up, especially since, you know, if you lose your leader, you basically get a game over. I feel like that's kind of the reason why Izanagi was given a resistance to darkness. But, you know, you gotta kind of learn these things as you go. But hey, now we have a complete map. So now we can properly explore the palace. and find out where that treasure is.
It looks like.
So it's the same deal as it was with Kamoshida's dungeon. Security's just gonna keep getting tighter and tighter as you get close to the treasure. But it's no big deal.
Joker, there's a treasure chest. We can get more money.
Oh.
The way that Yusuke emphasized the word money, it kind of gives you a little bit of an insight into his character. Because, well, money is kind of a thing for Yusuke. We'll see that a little later on.
I have something.
There's a lot of them.
I can feel it. I can see it.
Oh look, they have little secretary shadows. Anyway, rip your face off. It's still just zero different. And wow, freaking Ryuji just does crazy damage. Now the reason why that is these endgame weapons that I have special effects. And Ryuji's gives him an automatic Tadokaja, like an attack buff for him, which just makes him super buff and strong and just does a crap ton of damage if he ever hits anything. Joker, oddly enough, his ultimate gun gives him a +10 to his magic, which kind of makes me think that they wanted Joker to be more of a spellcaster in comparison to, say, Narukami. That's not how I'm going to play him, but still, kind of a hint.
Man, that was easy.
Granted, there is some really powerful magic that you can get in this game. Especially, there's a lot of severe magic. Which, if you remember, the last example that we had of that was, like, it was single target. And it was usually for, like, super powerful personas like Thor or Odin. A lot of Norse mythology demons had this.
It's somewhere.
Yeah, because I think Loki also had Niflheim.
I can feel it.
Don't underestimate this. Fox got knocked off balance. We'll have to recover. Yes! Victory! Yeah! Victory!
Yeah, I mentioned this before. We're still rocking the samurai gear, and Yusuke is wearing the blue scarf. Again, it makes sense because he uses ice, but it's also kind of a nice little reference to SMT4, because as I said in a previous update, in SMT4 you had a group of samurai, and that's how they kind of pronounce it, samurai instead of samurai. And the group consisted of you, Flynn, who wore white, Walter, who wore blue, Jonathan, who wore yellow, and Isabeau, who wore red. And hey, we have that exact same color scheme going on here.
Not bad.
And
Why?
yeah, quick free tip: if you overdo it with the whole, if you overdo it the whole blackmailing thing and extorting them for money and stuff like that, eventually they're gonna be like, okay, you took too much, now I'm gonna hit you. But it's not much of an issue for New Game Plus equipment. Not really. So really, if you're doing New Game Plus stuff and you have like end game gear, just freaking go for broke. But for those of you who do not, be careful. Don't push your luck. Because sometimes you might be dealing with a demon who might get in a cheap shot and it
Nice work.
might just be enough to put you down. You never know.
Okay. I can see it.
Shadow defeated. Now let's push forward.
So far, Ryuji has not used that whole instant kill move. Now, the thing about that is, it's not really that big of a deal if Ryuji uses it now, because I have a complete compendium, but it was kind of an issue but it is kind of an issue when you're just starting out and you don't have a full compendium, because occasionally, like, you'll be looking for demons to either persuade to join your cause, or you'll be trying to get a specific item from them, or something along those lines, and Ryuji will just straight up murder them because they're too weak. And this was kind of a complaint that a lot of people had, that is there a way to just, like, toggle it? Now, I'm curious if that's going to be like a quality of life improvement for Persona 5 The Royal. Honestly, I'm kind of curious about like a bunch of new improvements that they're going to make to Persona 5 The Royal. Already what I'm seeing is it's really cool. I already like what I see. I might have already mentioned this, but Joker straight up can use a grappling hook in Persona 5 The Royal.
Look.
Just like he does in Smash Bros. Grappling hooks are always cool. However, I don't think a grappling hook should just be your character's whole thing. Like, I was talking to somebody about the movie Suicide Squad, and besides of just how bad that movie is, I don't care how good of an actor Will Smith is, you cannot save that movie. Because literally, for an anti-Superman task force, one of their powers, I shit you not, is this guy whose name is Slipknot. So good luck with... Yeah, alright, cool. I think the band might have had issues with that, but anyway, that's not the point. His whole power, or lack thereof, his whole thing is he can get on any surface, he can climb anything. And he's a guy with a grappling hook. And that's his thing. Guess how long he lasts? Not very. Not very. Spoilers for Suicide Squad, I guess. I don't know why I brought that up. Anyway, my point is, don't have the grappling hook just be your character's only thing. They need to be able to do more than just use that. Fortunately, Joker is more than just a grappling hook. Because I don't think you actually use the grappling hook for Persona 5 Vanilla. I don't think it ever comes up. At least not in gameplay.
I can feel it.
I might be forgetting something, but I don't remember you actually using it. Which is a shame. Because as I said, grappling hooks are awesome.
I can see it. I can see it.
And I am just awful at sneaking right now.
It's somewhere.
This is
But hey,
amazing.
here's the palace's dungeon mechanic. So how many of you have played Mario 64? Because much like that game, you can just straight up enter a painting. Of course, it doesn't take you to like a separate world or whatever. This is just how you get around the dungeon. Cognition is weird. Well, I mean, he knows that we're here. Yusuke is not really feeling it.
Oh,
Yeah, so you travel from painting to painting. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I wonder how they're gonna change this in Persona 5 The Royal. Because like I mentioned, in some of the earlier trailers, straight up they changed some stuff from Kamoshida's dungeon. So, I guess Persona 5 The Royal isn't so much a remastering, it's kind of just more or less a remake. Which, I mean, I'm happy that it's gonna be a thing, but it seems like Persona 5 didn't come out all that long ago.
How foolish.
Hang on, I'm trying to remember, when did P5 come out? Not all that long ago. Like with Persona 5, like P5 came out in... Oh my goodness, it did come out in 2016. Never mind. It came out a couple years ago. But not terribly long.
Focus.
I mean, I guess 3 or so years is enough time, but still. With Persona 4 The Golden, it's straight up just it was a PS2 game that, hey, we need something to move units for the Vita. And it's kind of one of the only other reasons to... It's kind of the only reason to buy a Vita. I mean, I guess if you want to play Gravity Rush, that's cool too, but...
there's a chest.
The Vita had some good games, but... It didn't really have a great lifespan. But yeah, I could definitely see the necessity of having to remake Persona 4 because that's the most recent and technically the best one in the series at the moment. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Persona 5 The Royal. I know I've mentioned this so many times, and I hope that all the quality of life improvements and all the other cool new game, just straight up remake stuff added to it is just going to be great. I wonder how many Personas they're going to add, though. And not like the new party members Persona.
Joker.
Time for a mini-boss. I still don't get why they have hearts on their faces. It was simple. Well, that won't be the case here. I'm gonna kick your ass. And it's Shiki Oji. Now, here's kind of a difficult here's kind of an awkward mini-boss. Because he resists physical attacks. So I gotta use really powerful magic to kind of get through him. Fortunately, Arsene has some pretty in-game shit. Because physical attacks do not work on him. At all.
Take this!
And magic is not Ryuji's strong suit. Because, yeah, see? Physical attacks don't work.
That's not right.
Oh, and Ren doesn't really have that much SP at this level, so not great.
Golden Rage?
I am thou.
Hey, just calm down. Listen to me.
I lend it.
It just nullifies physical attacks. Oh, but you know what? We do have some stuff to restore some SP.
Done.
Like all that coffee we've been making. There we go.
Guess you are good for something, Skull.
Persona!
Jeez, Morgana, just because I dumped you from the party doesn't mean you need to be a shit. Whatever. Fight's over. So yeah, I hope you had a bunch of SP to work with.
I leveled up.
There we go, got a little bit more. And also, we got a certain special item. But yeah, I mentioned skill cards are a thing. So hey, we got a skill card. It's for Media. Media? Whatever. We can now do a low-level group heal. But don't worry, we'll be seeing a lot more skill cards later on in the game. So this is kind of another question, and it's probably just a stupid, hey, it's a video game, stop being nitpicky. But how does one get the card into the persona? Like, how does that... Well, I mean, personas are part of your psyche, so I guess if you just read the card, like, super hard while you have that persona attuned to you, then it just learns the move. But that brings up a question for, like, how do Pokemon learn new moves via CDs? Or HMs? They look like CDs. It would make sense, like, if they could only learn moves if they're in the PC, because you're just applying more data to it. Like they're Digimon, oddly enough. But no, you can only do it whenever they're in your party. And Pokemon are, in their own canon, are not digital. Except for the Pokemon that are digital. Like Porygon. That one makes sense, but like... That's just confused me for a bit. Anyway, we turned off the security system.
I can feel it.
Let's go ahead and head it back on in there. They already got past Essential Guard and security. Well, gee, Jerry, I wonder if it's because you, like, screamed about the password. It better not be simple. Okay. I set it to the numbers for Lord Madarame's feet. That is a little vague. But probably a better password, though. It's harder to see. The hell is that supposed to mean? I don't think a password would be that small, though, would it? Like, one's shoe size is kind of just like a few digits. The answer to this question is a lot simpler than you might think. Anyway, yeah, your friend's stupid. We're gonna go break your password now.
That was incredible, Skull. Yeah! Victory!
No thanks to you, Morgana. Oh, fully leveled up anyway.
Now I'm even more charmed.
Oh, you got Magaru. That's not a bad spell. It's kind of
Handle
weird,
that myself.
because, like, I don't dislike Morgana. It's just, he's kind of messed up more than a few times, and honestly, I like these characters a bit more. This isn't going to be my final party, mind you, but, it's pretty close.
Spectacular.
But it doesn't really matter, because you can basically use any member of your party at any point that you want. Unless you're going for a Ren solo run.
Okay.
Anyway, just look at Madarame's big dumb gold feet. Yeah, it is kind of just like a huge ego-stroking statue. To have a statue of oneself kind of implies that you do need a rather large ego. Especially if it's made of gold. Just pure, solid gold. So straight up, the password is just it's a word puzzle. So it's 1120.
Nice.
So now we know the password, and Ren will never forget it, so you don't have to worry about it ever being lost.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and punch in the password that we got. What an idiot. And it opened up a bunch of stuff.
I have something. I can feel it.
A safe room might be close by, Joker. This looks usable. Let's take a break, Joker.
Sure, why not? Let's see where we stand at the moment.
Well,
By the way,
Can't believe we went into those paintings and palaces. Make no sense. I mean, they make sense in that they don't make any sense. Just like anything wacky and fantastical is not out of the realm of possibility here. Leave it to an artist to be able to understand all this.
yeah.
We were halfway through the last time we came in here.
you got it.
I guess we still are at the midpoint.
What are your thoughts? Let's go.
All right, back to work.
Still got plenty of palace to deal with. What is it with him and just having tons and tons of peacock feathers all over the place? Although I guess peacock would be a decent like animal to represent Madarame. Because it's all about vanity. And literally the phrase peacocking is just like dressing very extravagantly to garner attention. And to show off superiority, I guess. Very vain birds.
Focus.
I guess we gotta jump into the paintings again. And now we're in the desert. Oh, so that's your excuse. It's not my fault that I'm getting worse. It's everyone else's fault. So now begins a puzzle of what path should you go for. It's not really all that great. You don't have a very good system here, Madarame. You're kind of being a jackass. Oh, but this painting looks nice. Floating leaves. Yeah, it is kind of wrong to exploit younger talent. Not a good idea. It's kind of scummy. Very scummy. You are not a good person.
I can feel it.
And we're back to the desert. So again, this is kind of a puzzle. You kind of have to like figure out, hey, which way should I go in this painting? Because there are multiple pathways in certain paintings.
I can see it. Focus.
So to the right in the desert, past the gate.
It's somewhere.
This time let's not go up the mountain and just jump out. Because hey, look, a big old button. So now a new painting is made.
Whoa.
That's pretty cool. I will say that is pretty cool. What an elaborate ruse. Now we can climb up the mountain.
It's somewhere. I have something.
This whole painting thing is rather confusing at points. Either that or I'm just bad at it.
I can feel it.
There we go. I guess in a way, yeah, the victors always do write history. But yeah, the way that Madarame is doing it is kind of scummy. He's not a good person. I think we've established this at this point. He is kind of a piece of shit.
I can feel it.
We have to go fight the octopus.
Suspicious.
But as you'll see, this is technically the correct answer, but the way that I'm doing it, not necessarily the correct order. See, because you kind of have to go press another button to get another painting ready. And if you mess up, well, hey, here's some shadows for you to fight. But again, not that big of a deal.
Show me your true form.
Although these things can do some heavy damage. And now Panther's just wasting our money. Awesome. Thanks, On.
Nice.
And just because Joker's invincible doesn't mean the rest of my party are.
Okay. It's somewhere. I can see it.
So hey, look, another button.
Oh,
It's kind of like awkward because you feel like, hey, I already know the answer to this. I just want to get through this and, actually get to the ending. But no, you gotta take it step by step. You can't be too impatient. There's an order to these things.
how suspicious. Well, we're surrounded. 3 enemies. All right.
Victory is ours.
Yeah! Victory!
All right.
Again, I'm kind of taking this in a weird order. It had been a while since I've done Madarame's Palace.
I have something.
But eventually, just through enough trial and error, you will get it eventually. There we go. I'm sorry, Yusuke. I'm sorry you were lied to. It's not great. I'm sorry, man.
Focus. Yeah.
Yusuke is super pissed. Not once did he mention a love for art. These are no paintings. Yusuke is pissed. Understandably. A much different interpretation of the Emperor party member. Because I mentioned before, the Emperor representatives from each of the games were, in Persona 1, it was the protagonist. Persona 2, I don't think you had one. I might be misremembering it, but anyway. Persona 3 was Akihiko, who was all about training one to get physically stronger. Persona 4 was Kanji, my all-time favorite, who was really strong but wanted to mature more. And Yusuke here doesn't really seem like while he is super physically strong, at least gameplay wise, that's not really his thing. Yusuke's version of strength is more of just kind of like overcoming his own weakness, in that he's been relying on Madarame and just kind of been blind and it's also about like pursuing art and true beauty. That's Yusuke's whole story bit. He's an artist. I like this. You know? It's nice to have a bit of variation. Not go exactly beat for beat for beat as the previous games.
Somewhere there's a shadow.
Let's get it.
Show me your true form.
Now that chance. Oh, we all did great, huh? Yeah! Victory!
All right. I can
They
feel
were
it.
too weak to bother with.
You go into the ladies' room and you immediately get smacked for it.
They're weak, but they have us outnumbered. Hang on. Fox got knocked off balance. You have to recover.
How undignified. Well,
That was incredible.
on to the next
Skull.
triumph.
A spectacular victory.
All right.
We cleaned up. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Joker.
So if you actually go into the proper bathroom, you get a treasure chest. I feel like that was a nice little jab, saying like, don't go in the women's room, you pervert. Fight a demon if you do. Oh boy. Yeah, this seems appropriate for an artist, quote unquote. But a shit ton of gold. So much gold. It's not even on our map. I like the design of this palace. It's really weird and wacky.
Feel your true form.
It's like a frickin' MC Escher painting. I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for, but yeah, they really did it. Oh, look, Tengu! Oh, look, they're gone now.
Nice!
Nice work, team.
Power courses through me.
Little by little, we're getting a bit stronger.
Okay.
Huh? That was a little too easy.
Whoa!
And now we're warping. So pay attention to the colors of these gateways, or doors, or whatever they are.
I can feel it.
Hey, look at this.
Oh, and now here comes another puzzle. Can you guess which one is the real Sayori? Remember that whole big painting, that thing that, you know, is part of Yusuke's entire backstory? Remember what it actually looks like. You gotta guess which one is the correct painting. It's gonna start you off with a very, you know, it's gonna softball you with one. But then it's gonna progressively kind of throw in a few more little hidden details here and there.
Hey,
It's not difficult because the actual Sayori is red. Maybe it's obvious for you. Ryuji. Open your eyes, man. Ryuji! Come on, man! Seriously? It may only be an illusion, but it's the spitting image of Sayori. And by guessing correctly, hey! You get to change the color of these gates. I never actually guessed wrong on these things. But I assume if you get it wrong, either A, you gotta fight some more demons, or B, you get booted back to the beginning. But I never got it wrong, so... Because these are pretty easy. Yusuke is very eloquent with his burns.
Hey.
So, what does that mean? Use small words for Ryuji. So the actual one has a tree branch. So these first two are not it. And neither is the last one.
Hey.
Yeah, this one's the real thing. On to the next. This one has a lot. Hope you're paying attention. Not these two. Because one's blue and one has no tree branch. It's gonna try to trick you. So what you gotta do is actually move even further. Not that one. But it's this one.
Hey.
Here it is. It's a little out of the way.
Well,
I guess if you also get it wrong, Yusuke might just shit talk you for a bit. Saying like, oh, you obviously don't have an eye for of an artist. But I don't think Yusuke would do that.
I have something.
Anyway, that orb went super far down. So we kind of had to go chase it a little bit. We've seen all the false images. All of them. They're all done.
I can see it.
So no more guessing about Sayori's, I guess.
Yes!
Just be careful, okay? The deeper we go, worse it's probably gonna be. Crimson Ring. So hey, now we're finally at the very end of the dungeon, because hey, look, right ahead of us is just straight up where the treasure's gonna be. Also, there's Madarame. That's probably a problem. But yeah, the treasure's right behind him, guarded by a massive amounts of lasers. This is probably gonna be a bit more difficult than Kamoshida.
There it is.
Doesn't it look a bit hazy?
For the time being.
It was like that for the last
If we
one.
send the card and make Madarame aware it'll be stolen, it'll materialize like yoo-hoo!
I wonder
Okay.
What form it will take.
Who knows? Bet it's something like a self-portrait.
The source of what distorted Madarame's reality this much.
Yeah, that Yusuke would probably want to know what that is. We don't have our roots set because we can't get to the treasure yet. Forcing our way will be difficult. Yeah, Kamoshida didn't actively even, like, really watch his treasure all that well. That's the messed up part. Madarame is a bit more cautious.
A safe room might be close by, Joker.
But hey, at the very least there's a safe room nearby that we can use to come back here.
Hey, we can use this place.
Let's do it.
Just gonna go ahead and save real quick.
Well... Hey!
So how do we get past the lasers and all that security? What a mystery.
True.
What are your thoughts?
Let's go.
Come on! The treasure awaits!
But anyway, finding the answer to this is actually not that hard. It's actually real close. But it's time for some Mission Impossible bullshit. And now we're in the security room. This is a little too easy. And there's no one here. Maybe the security isn't as tight as we thought it was.
Yeah.
We don't need a password for this one. What do you want to do? Well, let's just punch in steal treasure. Let's open the shutters. Thank goodness no one heard that.
Yeah.
Hey!
Are you sure? Because these might attract more attention. Whatever, turn off the lasers. Only Madarame can access this terminal due to maximum security protocol. Oh dear. Well, we got the shutters open. So we can't turn off the lasers.
Hey!
Shut down the main power. This is gonna draw so much attention to us. And they have backup generators too. Yeah, but we kind of already blew our load there, guys. The whole point of a surprise attack is it only really works once. And once they're expecting it, it doesn't work twice. I love that phrase and that kind of logic. What may have worked once no longer does. Yeah, they're headed this way, idiots. We just turned off the main power. This was a bad idea. Oh, let's just sit here and bullshit for a bit. Oh boy. Oh, it's one of those things. I forget what these things are called. Let's murder him fast. Anyway, there they go. That wasn't too bad. We just keep leveling up like crazy. What did Ryuji get this time?
Yeah, this new skill.
He got Rampage. That's a mass physical attack. Not that great of accuracy, but hey, it's pretty good. Better than nothing. So we have a small window of where they just can't see us. So somebody would have to be here to turn off the lights if we did go with this plan. I'm surprised they just can't see us just running down the hallways. Yusuke freaking Naruto runs. I just noticed. Oh, Yusuke.
There's a treasure chest.
Maybe it's because he has a fox mask on. Maybe that's the reason. Or maybe Yusuke's really into his Japanese animes.
That was incredible, Skull. Yeah! Victory!
I mean, I guess it makes sense. Out of all the personas that we have, Yusuke's is the only one who's a ninja. I mean, it makes sense, I guess.
Easy.
I can see it. There's a shadow.
Guys, we're surrounded.
We've got numbers. Wait for your chance.
So they've all improved their accuracy and evasion. Well, only one survived. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, that didn't work out so well for you, did it?
Yeah! Victory!
All right.
Piece of cake.
It was, wasn't it? Just stealing more crappy portrait.
Shadow. What do you want to do, Joker?
I don't know, rip his face off, probably.
Show me your true form.
There we go. Oh boy. Can't do auto rush. Had to hit him with magic. Shiki Oji is such a pain in the ass.
Closing range? Hey, just calm down.
Time for nuclear. Oh, it looks so cool.
Don't move. That was incredible.
Yeah, you need to die. Haven't done one of these in a while. More leveling up. Again, using high tier magic at this point in the game is very useful. It's just you don't really get that many shots of it. Unless you've been brewing master coffee. Which I have.
Joker.
I'll reveal your true form. Well,
That was
on to the next
incredible,
triumph.
Skull. Yeah! Victory!
Okay.
That was so easy, I'm yawning. This feet.
Another safe room.
We found a new safe room.
Yep, this will get us even closer to the treasure.
Well,
Let's go ahead and learn about our progress. So it's just the same thing.
What are your thoughts?
We're at the end of the dungeon, so we're good.
Shall we go?
Let's do it.
Save real quick.
Let's go.
And back at it. So hey, I think we found our entrance. We're in a security room. It looks like a server room. So why don't we just break all this stuff? That'll turn off the lasers. Not the most subtle approach, but hey, it'll get results.
Focus. Hey, look.
Hey, look! Oh, isn't that convenient? There are no lasers above the treasure. So we could just go ahead and drop down and grab it. But if you jump down and grab it, then you're just stuck there in no man's land. Which is why, cue the Mission Impossible music. Because look, there's a big ol' hook right there. Dun 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 da 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 dun dun dun. Ba-na-na, ba-na-na. Oh look, a window. I guess it's not useful right now, so why would they give you a prompt for it? Maybe it's for later, who knows?
It's somewhere. I can feel it.
Alright. So there's a hook, but hey look, here's a means to operate it. It's all coming together.
Wait.
Again, we need to kind of keep things secret. Surprise, you guys, come on.
You got it.
This could be useful. It's time for some Ocean's 11 / frickin' Mission Impossible bullshit. Use the darkness.
Nice.
If Morgana could turn invisible, I don't think he'd have as many issues as he already does. Morgana's not even here right now. Everybody has a role. And I'll grab the treasure. Put me on the hook. How big is this treasure gonna be? Because if it's bigger and way heavier than a tiny little cat can hold, this plan kind of falls apart. We're essentially gonna be... It works for me. we're essentially going to be doing a giant claw machine.
Now then.
Our infiltration route is now secured. So all we gotta do left is send the calling card, nab the treasure, and more than likely fight a boss. Other than that, we're done. This will be our second dungeon done. So now we can go ahead and leave the palace.
Okay, let's take a break.
And we're out of here. We still gotta do this. Oh, and if you also notice, you can see Justine in the background, just flipping her little clipboard. Justine's always the Velvet Room attendant in the metaverse, and Caroline is the one, or Caroline, well, they pronounce it Caroline, is the one in the real world. And she just kicks your ass into the door. Justine doesn't really hit you or anything, she just kind of walks you in. I guess they can make Ren look goofy, but Joker just can't ever be shown to be goofy looking. Joker's always the cool one.
Yeah.
We only have a few more days before Madarame takes legal action, but we're going to be finishing this dungeon pretty soon.
Ah, you're back.
It's finally time. Again, we're going to be doing it pretty soon. Very soon, as a matter of fact. But we should probably talk to Yusuke first. He kind of has the most stakes behind this whole palace. Let's talk to Yusuke. It's not a hideout! Hideout has the word hide in it. We're not hiding. We're on a freaking walkway, a public walkway. Not a hideout. My goodness. Before we send the calling card and finish up Madarame's palace, we still have some social link stuff to do. Like hanging out with Takemi. Aw, she reached a milestone because of us. Isn't that cool? We're helping.
I suppose.
Oh, we don't even do any more tests. Stay and enjoy an apple. Well, that's nice. I thought doctors didn't like apples. Because it keeps them away. That's a crappy joke, I'm sorry. A middle-aged man enters the fray. Oh, this asshole. Hey, how about you mind your own fucking business, old man?
Oh.
Girl bronchitis, she came here with her father. Well, the fact that you still say she has bronchitis means you were wrong, and she didn't have to be your patient anymore. Jackass. Why don't you get the hell out? Gee, I wonder if you can actually improve it instead of just trying to be a petty little douchebag. Seriously, get the fuck out. Oh, come on, Takemi. Why would she do that? You're just an asshole. Get out. Seriously. Yeah, this is harassment. Why don't you leave? Dude, I already have a record. There is nothing you can threaten me with. I got nothing to lose. In fact, you're the one who has got stuff to lose. I have brain powers. You don't want to fuck with a guy who has brain powers. Wait, what now?
What is
Why are you using past tense? Oh, gee, I wonder how she passed away. Was it because of your shitty doctoring? Probably. You must have misjudged. Not because I fucked up. You don't want to make me angry. I'm a middle-aged man. Oh, no.
No.
So yeah, Takemi's super drug was made to fix Miwa. Look, don't lose hope. We still got this. There's still time in the social link. We can fix this. Just rest. It's okay.
Sorry.
Wow, Oyamada was an asshole. Discount.
All right.
Gee, I hope something. Gee, I wonder how this social link's gonna resolve itself.
I don't know what to say.
We all do it sometimes. You're only human. Aw, man. My guts have improved. Again. I've got so many guts. Now I'm starting to remember. This is a weird time to bring this up. Now I'm just starting to remember every time it brings up you got more guts. It's like that one Invader Zim episode where Zim just like starts like stealing organs. More organs means more human. What a healthy young man with such plentiful organs. That was on Nickelodeon, a channel for children. Oh, goodness. So we can't progress Sojiro's social link until we deal with that man. This might be an issue. So we're gonna have to wait until Sojiro manages to settle things. Oh well. We still have other stuff we can do. Like making coffee.
Make sure your clothes up.
Yes! All right.
Well then.
Oh. Someone is texting us in the middle of the night. Ryuji, could this not have waited till morning? I know we haven't finished taking care of Madarame yet, but I gotta see a movie, dude. This is kind of like P4G. Sometimes your friends will want to go see a movie. The Cake Night Rises. I wonder what that's parodying. But yeah, this will help improve your confidence. It doesn't have the same benefit as the P4G movies where that improved your stats. But hey, if you want to get closer, that's cool. Hopefully they might be able to add stat boosting movies to P5R. An action movie sounds fun, but we should probably go to sleep. Is this some kind of cult? Oh my goodness, Mishima, don't turn us into a cult, please. Anyway, time for the movie.
Sorry.
I don't think we can bring a cat into the movie theater. These movies are also fully voiced.
Do you want to know why I use pies? Cakes are too quick. You can't see
It's also playing music from Catherine.
sensations. You see, when forced to choose cake or pie, people show you their true taste.
I am nothing like you. You're a psychopath who bakes for money.
What the hell is this movie? It's absolutely ridiculous. Ryuji, what the fuck kind of movies do you watch, dude? But I like that it's playing the serious music from Catherine. This is really cool. It's a nice little reference. A little Easter egg, if you will. But hey, we're more kind from watching the Cake Night Rises.
Actually,
These revenge movies really make me feel, you know? What the What is this, a revenge movie? I mean, look, revenge is kind of our whole thing. So yeah, they do.
right? I'll pay you back for that.
The Phantom Thieves and the Diamond Dogs are both groups formed on the basis of revenge. Look, all I'm saying is, at some point, one of us is going to need to lose an eye, and someone's going to need to lose an arm and a leg. Which one do you want to lose, Ryuji? Which one do you want to lose? How far do you want to be more like your persona? Do you want to have an eye patch or a peg leg, or both? Anyway, enough of that. Let's go hang out with Yoshida. Go learn some more speech skills.
Everyone,
That you possess free will does not mean you can always do as you please. To act like a heartless machine. He is very passionate with his speech giving. Oh, he's got a little polka dot tie. That's fun. Not many can pull off polka dots. See, at the very least, he's being constructive.
what?
Councilman Matsuhita? Are you gonna be a jerk? Please don't be a jerk. I've already had to deal with a few of those this past week. The music implies that he's not one, though. Yes, Mr. Yoshida told me. Interested is a strong word. What the? You know what? You look like you could be a pro wrestler. Wow. Is this kind of like with Schwarzenegger, where he became the governor of California? I'm not really sure what the, one-to-one similarity between the West and the East are about their politics. I'm sure he'll be a great teacher. He already is. He's doing really good. Peter Parker seems to think so. Do as he says, not as he does. I'm guessing he doesn't know. Yes? Being honest and making good arguments does seem like a strong... Oh, you gotta secure the votes. Or be forever known as no good Torah.
What?
I agree with Yoshida. You need to be honest and actually have good arguments. You know, some good foundation to stand on. His speaking skills really spoke to me. Haha. That's a crappy joke, I'm sorry. Seems you've been taught well. I use these skills to threaten money off of demons, and the guy just slowly backs up. Rank 3. Even more money!
Alright.
So much money! Give me all your money, Shadows! I want it all. And I want it now.
Yes.
Oh. Is Kuramoto gonna be the antagonist for your social link? That reminds me. I'm not the one who pointed the finger at you. That's all I'm going to say. Well, good on you. No one likes snitches. Well, you kind of have to deal with what happened in the past, dude.
Well then.
Good
I'll see you
job.
again.
Hey!
Time to read another book. Let's read Buchiko's story. I love the story of Hachiko. They had a movie about this in P4G. Yeah, dog movies are not fair. They always make me cry. Animal movies in general, but dogs especially. It's just not fair.
Hey, hey!
Hachiko is such a good dog. I'm glad they made a statue of that dog. He deserves it. Anyway, we're just gonna go ahead and do one more class lesson, and that'll be it for this update.
Oh, yes.
What's our lesson about this time? Fishing, huh? We could do some fishing later on. Not right now, but we might do some later. So much for my dreams of being a sailor. Well, you need to get your sea legs on. Oh, we're talking about Captain Kidd? I think we are. But they're just so darn popular. They make tons of anime and video games.
What is the answer?
Was it Gold D. Roger hiding all his treasure in one piece? No, it was Captain Kidd, who actually makes an appearance in Assassin's Creed 4.
Very good.
You know, the best one. Because Captain Kidd was a rebel who doesn't play by anyone's rules.
Nice going.
Yeah, I know about I know about my friend's persona a little bit. No biggie. And my knowledge got bigger. I'm still a genius, though. He himself wasn't considered rich. And now he's a dope-ass pirate spirit that my friend has. So, cool. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this update. In the next update, we're gonna send that calling card and take down Madarame. It's gonna be great. And that'll be another palace finished. Anyway, until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next update. Until then, see ya.